We do have new polling from the Wall Street Journal that has President Joe Biden and Donald Trump in a dead heat in a 2024 general election matchup. In the survey, 46% say they would vote for Biden, while 46% say they would vote for Trump. 8% say they are undecided. So in this conversation, mixing this in really shows you where the country's at, Joe.
Well,
and it's
Gene, I mean,
Trumpified.
just look at the numbers, Gene. You've got 46% of Americans supporting a guy who's been indicted 4 times, indicted for stealing nuclear secrets, indicted for stealing war plans, called a rapist by a New York judge, saying that what he did was akin to rape. You've got a guy that's being charged for his illegal payoffs to porn stars. I mean, we could go down the list. A guy who started a riot on January the 6th, an insurrection, had fake electors, had this fraudulent scheme to steal votes from millions and millions of Americans in 7 swing states. I mean, I could go on. Called the Republican Secretary of State in Georgia and said, steal enough votes for me, find enough votes so I can steal Georgia. 46% of Americans are voting for the guy who said he would terminate the Constitution to get back into power.
Yeah, those numbers are unbelievable, but yet there they are. I mean, the Wall Street Journal does good polling, and any one poll can be an outlier. But there have been a lot of polls that indicate that this, if it's a Trump-Biden rematch, this is going to be a close election. And again, that stupefies me. It should not be a close election. There is no way that any substantial portion of the electorate should support Donald Trump after we saw during what we saw during the 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency, after what we have seen in the years since Donald Trump's presidency, after all the felony criminal charges filed against him in 4 cases with what is basically open and shut evidence. The man is an accused felon. 91 times or something like that, the total number of counts against him, yet for potentially 46% of Americans are willing to return him to the White House. It certainly lays out what this poll, I think, does. It should lay out to Democrats that this is going to be a close election. They can't take anything for granted. They should assume it's going to be decided by perhaps tens of thousands of voters in the swing states that we all know about, and they better get cracking now, because there's a real risk, and I can't believe I'm saying this, there's a risk that Donald Trump could return to the White House.
Well, and there is such a disconnect, Katty K, between the polling numbers and the reality, and a lot of Democrats are trying to figure out exactly why that is. You look inside the poll, a large number of Democrats just say Joe Biden's too old. He's too old. The numbers don't add up, though. Like, for instance, you look at the economic numbers, for instance. You go down the list, going into Labor Day weekend, Wall Street Journal headline, resilient U.S. economy defies expectations. That's in Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal. You look at other Wall Street Journal articles, they talk about strong job numbers, that wages are outpacing inflation, that Americans are getting, quote, another raise because of this economy. Another Wall Street Journal, Again, I'm sorry, Republicans, Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal. There's another Wall Street Journal article recently that talks about how, despite what every economist has been saying over the past couple of years, the United States economy looks like it's going to be able to stick the landing. It's going to have a smooth recovery without a recession. Again, all good news, but there's this massive disconnect. And you look at people giving disapproval, high disapproval numbers on the economy. 37% approve, 59% disapprove. Caddy, in other polls, 74% of Americans say that their economic situation is good. You look at inflation, the numbers are upside down. Inflation is cooling. It's just absolutely incredible. In improving infrastructure, he passes a bipartisan infrastructure bill, like a massive record-breaking infrastructure bill. He's upside down there. I mean, dealing with China, he's been tougher on China than any president. You look again, we talk about it all the time, what we've been doing with our security partners in the Philippines, in Japan, in South Korea, in Australia, on and on. We could go down the entire list, and the numbers don't add up, Caddy. And a lot of Democrats are saying it's because he's too old. That's what's underlying this entire poll is Joe Biden's numbers are low because right now Americans think he's too old to do the job.